Good morning, everyone. This is Chris for 12TV. You follow me on Twitter at CT12TV. This morning, you've probably heard that Lucas Browne, well, you probably heard yesterday, actually, to be fair, that Lucas Browne has failed another drugs test. He got tested positive for using clenbuterol about 6 months ago. His ban's almost up, and he's supposed to be fighting Shannon Briggs for the WBA regular heavyweight title. And he's now been found with a substance that helps him with stamina. Now, he signed up to this WBC testing 365 days a year, whenever you want, randomly thing that the WBC brought in. And that's what he's been done by. Now, he's also said some strong words with regards to drug cheats, saying that if anyone was going to cheat in boxing to try and actually get ahead of themselves, then they should be banned for life. And then he gets caught with a substance in his system and gets banned for 6 months, comes back and is able to fight for a heavyweight title, which I don't besmirch him. The guy won it fair and square with a knockout. It was then stripped from him because of the drug test. So yeah, come back, fights for it again, fine. With his new test result, though, I just don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, you get caught out. It's questionable because it's clenbuterol, which is ridiculous because that's a fact. It helps you lose weight, and Lucas Browne don't need to do that. He's actually, in pretty good shape, so I don't fully understand why I'd need to do that. So that's the first thing that sort of like knocked me a bit. At the same time, this stamina enhancing and recovery enhancing drug, again, I don't fully understand why, because if you follow him on any form of social media, you know he's not exactly taking his ban lightly. It's not as if he's just had a 6-month holiday. So again, that doesn't make any sense either. So for him to get caught with drugs in his system a second time round seems a bit off, because it basically means that Lucas Browne is either stupid beyond all recognition, which I don't think he is. I really don't think he is. Or someone's doing this to him. Now, if I was Lucas Browne, I would look very, 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 very close at the people around him, because the substances that he's been found guilty of aren't drastically harmful health-wise. You can get caught with clenbuterol in your system. There are some side effects to it, but not a vast amount. So if you're taking it in small enough quantities, it's usually a stepping drug. So you take 1 for a few days, and you take 2 for a few days, take 3 for a few days, take 4 for a few days. You carry on taking 4, and then you drop it down to 3, 2, and 1 until it works itself out of its system. And that's one way of doing it. I'm not saying you should, by any means. Don't. It's not good to abuse medication, because that's what clenbuterol is. I think it's actually for people with asthma. I think. Don't quote me on that. So you could find traces of it, that someone's been taking it with it, and they might not know, because there are things like it gives you the shakes and it makes you dehydrated. But if you're training a lot, that can happen anyway. So it's not really something that you could spot straight away. But yeah, I would look very close at his own camp. Very close. Because there's a high chance someone very close to him is doing this to him. Someone who doesn't want him to box anymore. Maybe there's more to this story. But to say things like that you're completely against taking drugs, that anyone found taking drugs should get a lifetime ban from boxing, and then sign up to the WBC 365 testing regime that they've got now, and go on, record and say things like, I'm like Deontay Wilder. If I was had sports, performance enhancing drugs and then hit somebody, I could kill them. Saying things like that and agreeing to terms and then getting caught just seems really, really dumb. And like I said, I don't think Lucas Browne is dumb. Not at all. So, Mr. Browne, take a very, very close look, if you're not doing already, at the people around you. Take a look at the people who would gain from you not boxing anymore. And think outside the box. Could be a loved one, because they don't want to see you get hurt. And that's why it's just these tiny little drugs that they're finding, these tiny traces of these drugs that they're finding. Because if you were using them properly, they wouldn't be traces. You'd find a lot of it. So, look at who you've got around you. That's what I would do. Anyway, that's enough from me. Like I said, this is Chris at CT12TV. And you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel that this will then link you to. Okay? Thanks very much, guys.